Oh, he's got to go all the way. He's got to go all the way.
Hey cycling community, this is Steve Bruce, this is Cycling Greek. And what I'm doing is I am working on another video called Puke Number 4. Now the purpose of this video is to talk about working on your weaknesses. It's hard to work on your weaknesses, and not everybody wants to do it. And that's fine. People are happy just to, even if they're racers, happy just to do what they can and accept that they can't do other things, and so they don't worry about the other things, and if they get dropped, they get dropped, or if they're just hanging on to the back, they're just hanging on to the back. There's others of us that want to improve, and I'm in that situation. There's a weakness, and so then you have to do specific work, and it is tough whenever you work on your weaknesses. You have to do specific work to help mitigate the effects of those weaknesses. Sometimes you can turn that all the way around and get rid of weakness, and there's other times when all you can hope for is to mitigate the effects of the weaknesses. So, in my case, my weakness is sustained power flatland riding, particularly in the wind, in a race situation. Usually, I just get dropped on those. I hang on for as long as I can. I'm just dying inside, and then the leg sees up, and then off the back I go. About a month plus ago, I did the Snelling Road Race, and it was predominantly flat. A little bit of wind. It was a great race for me. I had teammates in there, and I was monitoring the fronts, so they didn't have to do as much monitoring, so they can save their legs. The next week was the Madeira stage race. Very windy. I totally sucked in that one. I got dropped early in the crits, I got dropped early in the road race, and I came in last in the time trial. I had to come up with something so that didn't happen again. And a month after Madeira is going to be the Trolloc Road Race, and that's going to be on predominantly flat roads with some key rollers. So I have a lot of work to do, and there's no reason to think that it won't be windy out there. The first thing to do is come up with a plan. So possible plans that I could use are doing a lot of big gear solo work in the wind. Another option is going with these puke rides and hanging on until I get dropped, and then spin around and get back onto them and hang on until they get dropped again, that type of thing. So neither of those alone appeared as good options to me, so then what I decided to do is come up with a combination, and I actually combine them together. So I would do the puke ride, and when I was dropped, I would then chase hard regardless of how badly I was dropped. And when I chased, I would use a bigger gear than normal, particularly if I was in a crosswind or a headwind, and these rides were filled with crosswind and headwinds. But it didn't stop there. I would also incorporate, where appropriate for me, surging and attacking, so I could put myself under stress. So the whole purpose of this workout for me, and I'm looking as we're going up the hill here, and I'll be referring to this hill later on, is putting myself under stress, so I force myself to recover while under stress. So biochemically, what is happening is I'm forcing my body to produce more enzymes to convert the lactic acid to lactose, so I can use it for energy, and to also help filter out other waste materials that are starting to stack up from being in that stress situation. How have I done this? It's been 2 weeks, and these puke rides are on Tuesday and Thursdays around 5 o'clock. The first ride, I got dropped 4 times. There was no attacking or surging on that one. The next ride, puke number 2, on that Thursday, I got dropped 5 times. But I was able to put in a couple of attacks, surges and attacks, and I got dropped on both of those. What happens is I put in a huge effort, get away from the pack just for a little bit, because these guys are strong. They're on me. When I reach my limit, I pull off, go into the back, hang on for as long as I can, and on those days it was like 5-10 seconds, and then I'm flicked. And now I'm chasing. And so since we're going on along on the way back, along the time trial course that I use commonly for myself and my clients, now I'm into my bigger than normal gear, and I am putting my tension over here. I'm now pushing it and basically having a time trial. This week, puke number 3. I get dropped 4 times. I do my surge attacks twice, and I only get dropped on one of those. So improvement. So now on Thursday, this was this week, puke number 4, the video that you're seeing now. It's a slightly longer course. We change it up on Thursdays a little bit. I got dropped on this one climb that you're looking at now, and we get to the turnaround points, and if you stretch the imagination of getting dropped, then I maybe got dropped one other time, maybe not, depends how you look at it. And I'm happy with where I am with that. I still have a long ways to go. So when I'm doing my pulls with these guys on puke number 4, I am dropping 3 miles an hour minimum when I go to the front. I'm sure some of these guys appreciate it back, gives them a chance to rest, but you know, the next step, I guess, for me is going to be being able to hold the same speed, or get closer to holding the same speed that these guys are doing when I go to the front. It also has some other benefits. So while I am putting myself under stress, forcing myself to create more enzymes, I'm actually raising my lactate threshold. And so we had this team ride on Saturday until I was feeling well in the morning, and it manifested itself in how I was riding that day. That was the ride. I mean, that's the plan, and it seems to be working out. I have a couple more weeks to do this with, and then it's the Turlock Road Race. We'll see how I do in a race situation.
This was a rockin' ride. A very sketchy and very fast descent off the Hill of Will. Other than when things broke apart going up the Hill of Will, that's that major hill going to SVS. And if you stretch your imagination just a little bit, I technically did not get dropped today. Improvement. Okay guys, got my hammer Recoverite here, the chocolate Recoverite. So now it's time to go home and eat. Remember, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.